Everybody, hey, it's Ted Bogert with the TED Show. I'm excited. We are doing our series, American Stories, with the one and only co-host, the amazing attorney, immigration guy, Sal Picataggio. What's
Hello
up?
there, Ted. Good to see you.
Picataggio,
Oh,
Picataggio.
how you doing?
Now I got it. Now I got it. I'm learning, right? I should know this. I'm Italian. And today we have two guests. They're friends of the show. They're great friends of mine. Anna Gazzara and Hafid Boujidi, both on the show. What's up, guys?
How are you?
Hi.
I like your
Welcome.
jacket, Hafid. It looks good.
Thank you. Let me see where that come from. Oh, it's Tommy. Yeah.
Of course it is. But we, you guys, we haven't told your origin story as far as immigration goes, and that's what this show is about. Plus, we want to talk about all of the efforts that you are doing to go global, global virtual. You guys are really going out there and really making a splash. It's all over social media. I can't wait to talk about it, but I'm going to let you introduce yourselves. We'll start with Sal, and he'll take over.
Hey, everybody. Thank you again, Ted, for having me back. I'm always happily surprised. So welcome back to American Stories. Thanks, Hafid and Anna, for coming back. I am Salvatore Picataggio, immigration attorney with Colombo and Hurd in Orlando, Florida. Recently, as today, apparently named the #1 immigration law firm in Orlando by the Orlando Business Journal. Hey!
Congratulations. That's big.
We found that out right before lunchtime, and so I'm going to tell everybody.
Awesome.
Welcome back. Colombo and Hurd is a full-service immigration law firm handling everything from family-based to business-based to the not-so-nice stuff with removal and deportation, all the way through from visitors all the way to citizenship and everything in between, helping people a lot of times in the real estate industry, at least on my end, helping their foreign clients or often even, especially in Orlando, themselves navigate immigration into the United States. But we're super happy to have Hafid and Anna here, who early on in the lockdown, safer at home, quarantine, whatever we feel like calling it now, started Global Virtual on Facebook, which has blossomed into a massive Facebook group that weekly is hosting incredible speakers talking about different issues facing the global real estate industry. So I'm super happy to have you all here to talk about it. So please, Hafid and Anna, introduce yourselves and how you got into all of this and how immigration matters to you.
I'll start with you, Anna.
Yeah, we're going alphabetical order.
Nope. No, we go
Ladies
with
first,
Anna
ladies
first.
Yeah,
Yes.
ladies first.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you so much, Ted, and you, Saul, for having us here today. It's always a pleasure to be with you guys and share time, share experience, and talk a little bit about like me or about the global virtual or about both.
Let's start with you. Let's talk about a little of your origin and then about immigration, because that's what we're doing. We're trying to put a face with everything that's going on in our world as far as immigration is concerned, and you two definitely meet that.
Super. As you all can kind of figure it out, I'm an original from USA by my accent strongly. I'm original from Brazil. I'm born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I come into USA. I was between 20 and 21 years old. Don't ask me my age now. That's enough. I'm going to take on
We
my
would know.
5 years ago.
So
It was just
5
a
years
couple
ago.
of years ago.
Yeah, I can tell you guys that I have way over 10 years living USA. Just let's keep it this way and no more like details on that. But yes, when I come into USA, I come in with the desire of learn English, because like even though that you go into schools in Brazil, it's not the same thing. And I will assume that would be like anywhere in the world that we try to learn a different language. It's nothing better than when you have the one-on-one contact with the language. I came here with a bag full of dreams, like most of the immigrants has it. And of course, we're going through different phases in our life, and especially through the immigration process. It's a long way. And especially if you don't have like the right advisor near you, like a counseling, a lawyer that's going to help you in your way, it's make way even harder of to get what you want it to be, you know. But that was the best decision I ever made in my life. I had no idea that I would stay here forever. At the beginning, it was just like, I'm gonna go spend some time in Brazil. I was in USA. I was going through some moments in my life in Brazil, and I just wanted to run away from everything and take a time for myself, learn more about the language, and learn more about the culture process. And I came here, and after I go back home for the first time, I have that feeling that back home was not more home anymore.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the people that are listening to us today, they have the same feeling, like you get to that moment, okay, home is not home anymore, and now what am I gonna do, right? So I choose my path to create a new life in USA, which was not easy. Every day is a new battle. And once and again, I will enforce, it's good to have the right people near you, so those people can direct you in your way where you want it to be. And today, I am a real estate agent. I am specialized in the international market. And I love what I do. I love what I do. I love with who I do, and for who I do. It
That's
is.
how you know you've mastered the English language, because that is not,
That was real
not
good.
a simple thing to say.
No, not at all.
Playing with the language like that.
I have to think a little bit before I say that, right? Because I have to get that right, And
That was very well put.
and during this time where most of the people get locked down home, I love to connect with the people. I think that big part of our business is connecting with the people. A lot of people might think in a different way, but if you are not connecting every day with different people, you're going to be stuck in the same thing. You're not going to grow your business. And it's not just connecting with the buyers and sellers and consumers, but connect with other professionals too, because the industry, the professional that you work is like, someday you might be like sending an offer or receiving an offer, and it makes so much easy when you have the face, put the face and the name that you see coming through the offer that you're working with it. So I take it very serious, like when network coming to the professional and all the industry, not just like another agent, but another lender or title company, anybody that involved in your industry. If you know them well, it's make your job way much easier, because you can call somebody and ask questions when you have those questions. And coming to this virtual world where we have it to stay home, I was like, now, like, what are we gonna do? And I call Hafid one day and I say, hey, regardless associations, because we are all part of our groups, right? And the different associations, we have so many people that we have met doing those years in our industry, and with all the travels, because we do travel a lot. I mean, like, I'm a travel seeker right now. Like, I look at my luggage, they look at me, and they are kind of like, what's happening to you? And I mean, the same way, like, what happened to me? All the travels get canceled. This year we had like so much that was planning to, so many trips, like a lot of our international partner was waiting for us, and the other side, just this word like travel collapsing, nobody travel, like, because of that virus. And
did you have trouble, Anna? Did you have trouble? And then I'll get to you, Hafid. Sorry. I wanted to hear where she was going, because I love it. I think I'd love to hear if you had trouble working with your international clients because of the shutdown. Did you have to? I'm guessing that going global or global virtual was kind of the result of you trying to figure out how to best keep in touch with them.
Yes, that's exactly how it starts. I call Hafid and I say, Hafid, we gotta create something that we can get the agents together. We're not gonna be able to travel much as we would this year, and how we gonna do to keep the business going. And
Hafid said, I have no idea, Anna, but I'm glad you have a great idea. But wait, before you get to talking about it, I want Hafid to tell his story, and then you guys come together and talk about what you have
when
created.
your powers combine.
Yes. All right, Hafid.
Cool.
You're up, my friend.
Thanks, Anna Gazzara. Hey, so my name is Hafid Boujidi. I traveled to the state in 2003. I was 24. That was 17 years ago. I came and was working for Disney. I did everything at Disney. I bussed tables, I served, I bartended, and even played music at the show. I was a drummer at the belly dancer show inside. Yes, Sal, you didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that.
I did that too.
You
I
know?
didn't know that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was something very exciting to do, especially at Disney. I was a performer back in Morocco, but when I came here, it took me a couple years to join the Disney force, playing drums for them. After that, 2000, don't remember exactly, 2008, while buying my first home, the idea came to me. It's like, hey, this is a business that probably will suit you better. The reason why I was born and raised as a builder. My dad was building homes, and I was working for him since I don't even remember. Going playing in the sand, from playing in the sand, then we start having tasks and doing stuff, and suddenly I'm on the schedule and I have to show up and leave in a certain times. That's when I was hooked up. So at the course of buying my first home, as I said, the idea kind of grew in my mind, and I thought that's it. I'm going to do it. So the first time I got my license was 2010, and back then, if you guys remember, everybody was leaving the business. So everybody was like, "Well, this is not the right time. No, you can't do that. You got you know what? Decision made. There is no going back." So since then, I've been doing real estate since then until now. Very blessed, very happy. One of the biggest things that real estate gave me is those beautiful connections. I get to know Ted, I get to know Sal, I get to know Anna Gazzara, and many, 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 many beautiful souls that I was connected with. When it comes to global virtual, yes, the idea was Anna. She called me, and I could not say no because if you know Anna, you can't say
Nobody
no.
says no to Anna.
No. So we thought about it. But the good thing about the global virtual, when we started on the Facebook group, we were actually starting the work. It was not to make money. It was to connect with people, to uplift people, to help people mentally, and that was the idea. There was nothing else. So to the point, we start bringing speakers, and then we decided, well, it's not that much fun. People still, how about we do a happy hour? And our happy hour was a super success. We had performers. Actually, the first performer I think was in UK that performed live for us. We have people performing locally. We have people performing from Belize, literally. And we have people.
So you brought everyone together. Was it like on a Zoom? I
all
can't remember.
over. Yes, it was Zoom.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you coordinate that? And then what was some of the responses you got? I would imagine people were looking at the time, especially people are looking for the connection because we're sort of going a little bit back out now, but now that the restaurants and bars are starting to close again, we're kind of coming back inside. So what kind of things did you get? What kind of responses did you get from people as you were planning this and implementing it?
It was Anna and I, we got tons of calls. You can imagine people cheering for us, like, this is good, this is awesome. Ted, remember, we have people from Florida, we have people from New York, from China, we from all over Europe. We have people from all over the place with tons of ethnicity. Like one time we had a meeting or a happy hour, and we seen how many languages we have. I don't remember. It was over 10 languages with 10 different languages in one Zoom meeting. It was beautiful. It was awesome.
You know,
go ahead, Anna.
You know what you wanted to talk, right? Yeah. Had to add. Yeah.
No,
I love
you got it. You got that right. So, the beauty of this is because during the years, the way how I see it is, we have all this connection, right? And we are so used to get together in France, get together in Dubai, get together in Belgium, and London, and Canada. and you expect to see that person, and sometimes you don't even communicate much as we start to communicate when the virus starts attacking the world. We want to keep our customers informed. We want to keep our realtor friends informed. So we start daily, in the daily basis, connecting with the people in France. Hey, how things are going there, how the market is going there. Are you guys able to open? We call the people in Spain the same thing, Belgium, Dubai. So we actually connect more with the people, with the contacts that we had before. We connected way more with them during this COVID than while, like, compared to what we used to do before. Get us way more closer to the people that we know, and this is one of the devices, and that's one of the things that we as a global virtual we want to reinforce. Don't look everything as a bad thing. Sometimes we need that break. The earth need that break. Like everything surround us, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop. Use the time to connect it. It's amazing how the association NAR has been able to put together classes that was free. You get certificated, and you get, get your profession to the next level. It's a time for yourself. Sometimes we are in an everyday, like running to make the money. And to pay the bills, and we forget about recyclage ourselves to learn more and understand that's what makes you different than any other person. You can have like many of real estate agents, but what's going to make you special is your knowledge, what you know about the topic. Right. You understand what you are doing? Can you do more? With all the technology, what we're doing now, it's nothing different than we was doing before. People that are doing the international market, they was in the Zoom meetings before. Of course, it is a different scale right now because we are like in 10 Zoom meetings. Like,
how many a day are we doing? Many.
I feel like people got used to it though, so I would imagine they'd be more amenable, more acceptable to it, which allows for that closeness. Because I fought it. I didn't want anything to do with Zoom meetings because I thought, well, how am I going to hug somebody or smile at somebody and it just, you learn how to communicate via this as close as you can to being next to or in the same room as someone. I don't know if Sal's got a question, but I'll let him go first, and I've got a question.
Yeah, I do want to know, that's the idea of Go Virtual, which I was so happy when it popped up originally back in like March. It was right at the beginning. You guys jumped on it real fast. So how are you seeing the changes with the foreign buyers, the ones looking to come over to either relocate or to invest? Now that we're 3 months into this, how are we seeing the changes? What are you seeing? What are the global virtual members seeing in terms of changes to the international clients and their potential moves over here to the US?
Do you want to go ahead, or do you want me to answer, Hafid?
Sure, I'll jump in. I'll put something in, and you can finish it up.
Okay.
You can brush it later on. So definitely, a global business has changed. It did affect dramatically. Numbers are down. If you see April and March numbers are definitely down. One of the keys, one of the smartest people in the industry, when we talk to them, they kind of give us some hints in there of what they're doing. They shift 100%. I'll give you an example of the Grove. The Grove were able to close deals 100% virtually. They did not have the buyer come all the way to Florida from a different state to buy or to sign, or no. They find a state that a notary in a different state that allow electronic signature, and they start closing deals from there. Since that we had that meeting with the Grove, and we had a virtual meeting, and we have a lot of people. Since then, the idea just popped in, and people start realizing it's like, oh, we can do that. So that's one of the things. The local market has a little bit shift as well. We lost a lot of deals because of unemployments. We cannot do verification of income, but we had a lot of people from the north that kind of balanced it a little bit. New Yorkers, man, I love the New Yorkers. They came in, they moved into Florida. It's like, okay, we're good. So that's what I personally think the bad thing that I've seen, or the worst thing I've seen, had happened to commercial real estate. The impact in the commercial real estate was 20% lower than when we had in 2010 and 11. Imagine, at that time it was bad for everyone. At this time is worse for commercial, at 20% lower than before. Hoping for recovery. I don't know, Anna, if you want to add something to it, or shall I just keep talking?
I can add a little bit more regarding to the international buyers. The more difficult that we see right now, we were overcoming the closing, the virtual closing. We was capable to overcoming that right on the beginning when these start, and the title company and the banks would say, "Oh, we cannot close because supposedly the virtual closing is just for people who are American citizens or residents." So we was capable to overcoming that with the translate of the paperwork and help those international buyers on. There is bunch of international buyers right now that they are wait for the right opportunity, because you got to understand, once we work with the international market, and that's the build of it, like it's very important for you to understand what's going on, not just in the local market, but really the global market, because sometimes there are people, they are just wait for the right moment. They are not looking for a location. They are looking for the numbers. It's all about the ROI and the end, the return of the investment. And sometimes it's not about investing in Orlando, it's not about investing in London or Dubai. They wait for how much am I going to gain with that. And unfortunately, sometimes go bad. That doesn't mean that when the market go low, or we have a situation like that, that does necessarily means that it's going bad. It's bad for some people, but it's good opportunity for others. And that's important to keep the eyes on that, where it's a good moment to invest. Should I invest in these? Or like, for instance, it might be the commercial being affected might be bad for people who are in the commercial right now. However, that's a lot of people that has great ideas that they can see good opportunities coming in commercial markets like pretty soon, because some of the business that will be going out of business will create opportunity for new business to come and take place on that. Another thing that we can see regarding to the international markets too is the fact that people who wanted to buy, to spend more time, they are a little concerned with the travel restrictions. Right now, Brazilian people cannot come into the USA. So Brazilian customers who are buying, they are more concerned because, okay, if I buy a house, but I cannot even be able to use their house. So those are the concerns that I see right now with the customers from Brazil, from UK, from other countries. They are little concerned with when I'm going to be able to get into USA again. And for the best part is, like, here we have a attorney who are specialized in immigration. We can drop.
I know. I want to ask him the same question. When can people get back in, Sal?
So, had a little bit of a change this week.
Yes, we did. Let's talk about that.
Immigration Executive Order number 2. The first one was back in April, where it primarily focused on immigrant visas, green cards, and only those folks who are going through the U.S. consulate or embassy outside of the United States getting those green cards. So if they were here, they were fine. And fortunately, even with this one, if they're here, they're fine. Someone who's here, maybe as a student, maybe they're finishing up school virtually. Maybe they were here as a visitor. Maybe they were already in some type of status, and now they want to go through green card. That's still okay. The restrictions are getting tighter and tighter on people who are outside of the United States and are trying to get new visas to come in. So this one now lasts all the way till the end of 2020. This is now a full end of year situation. And the restrictions on the green cards are the same, with some exceptions. So people making big investments, the EB-5 investors, they can still get green cards through the consulates. Medical professionals coming to treat the virus, they can still get theirs, and spouses of U.S. citizens. But now, beyond green cards, H-1B, specialty occupation. Disney, very big, or had been very big into H-1B employment. A lot of big tech companies are big into H-1B. Over here in Lake Mary, we have Verizon and Deloitte and a lot of companies up here who hire tons of foreign workers under the H-1B program. And if they weren't here already, changing from a visitor or a student to H-1B, they're not getting a visa. They're not getting a visa at the consulate, even when consulates reopen, because the consulates aren't even open right now. But they wouldn't be able to get one through the end of the year. One of the visa categories I work with a lot, L1s. Anna, you were mentioning about commercial, and Hafid, you were mentioning about commercial. That's something where immigration and commercial real estate usually comes together, because an L1 is for a foreign business opening up shop in the United States and sending over an executive or manager. At least that's the method I work with mostly. Sometimes it's massive companies, Coca-Cola Brazil might be sending an executive to Coca-Cola US. But we're now talking about multinational companies who, if they want to set up an office in the US, they can't send over the executive or manager who's supposed to run it. The J1 visa, the J1 for the exchange visitors. A lot of there's medical students on that, a lot of exchange education, au pairs. There's a lot of different challenges now. They are not going to be able to get visas either. Again, if you're still a U.S. citizen, you're married, a foreign person, that's great. If you're still a U.S. citizen yourself, you can still come back into the United States. If you're working in some area that is going to protect our food supply, apparently that's an exemption, which is cool, other than the medical ones. I have a list here. I'm reading off my list. And then some other like national interest. Students are still able to do their optional practical training, their OPT. They're still able to do that. But it's getting tighter and tighter. And it's something we all need to be thinking about when we're talking with our foreign clients on, well, where are they? What are their plans? Is it just, are we looking for properties for investment, or are we looking to relocate ourselves and our families? How are you going to get in? I mean, if they're just planning on coming in as a visitor every once in a while, and then later they change their mind, that could be okay. But if the plan is, I'm going to apply for something at the consulate while I'm still abroad, well, that list of what you can do is now getting smaller and smaller and smaller with each new executive order.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like the planning part, especially on from all of us and what we do, is that we're going to have to help them along a lot more. There's going to be so much more details that we have to get involved with, and we have to ask the hard questions up front, so we're not wasting everybody's time, especially if they're fall into one of those categories, Sal. All right, so I know it goes by fast, but I have to ask, I always ask you guys, tell us what you did, and Sal's already answered, but Anna and Hafid, what did you do during COVID to stay positive, to stay your smiley, awesome, upbeat selves?
A couple things. We did happy hour.
Cheers, my friend. Now you're speaking my language. We all drink.
Yeah. Just water. So, go ahead, Anna.
Don't forget to tell that I call you every day to make sure that you're in a good mood. Come on, make sure that you are very positive.
And that's what this global virtual group is really doing, because yes, there's the happy hours, there's all these events and the Zoom, which are great to see everybody, but just the kind of the day-to-day being able to chat with each other in this group, it helps a lot.
We connections, right?
Yes, we made great connection. It's not just a business connection. We meet friends all over the place. And that's what's cheering me out. It's awesome not just to worry about the business side of it. It's good. That's what we're here for. We're here for the business. But it's ultimately for the relationship, for the friendship that we built within this time. One thing, Ted, just to put back on what you said earlier, how we balancing now that people going out. So we used to have Monday and Tuesday classes and Wednesday happy hour. So once things start opening, we kind of list back a little bit, especially on the classes, because when we started, there was not much Zoom classes, but after that, it was Zooms everywhere. So we decided to do just one Zoom a week, one class and one happy hour. Then we've seen that everything started opening again and again. So we did the happy hour every other Wednesday. And now we just get to the decision. We did not announce it yet. Boss, can I say it?
Oh, we got an exclusive.
Oh, an exclusive.
It's
you heard it here first.
Yeah. So we instead of having every class every week, we decided to do a happy hour every other week and a class every other week, just for all of us to have a break and to catch up with other things in life.
And just to add a little bit more, like he graduated since this group was made, especially for that. I mean, I'm very motivated person that every day, like I wake up, I take almost an hour for my meditation things, and I wanted to make sure that my day it's clear, and everything gets positive. I like the people surround me be positive too. And I know it's hard sometimes when you see so many, like the media is all talking about bad things. And the global virtual, it's supposed to be positive. Every bad thing that they post out there, we try to bring a solution and share with the group, right? And when we started to instead of 2 meetings per week, we start to do like one. That was because we wanted the team like mix it with the other groups too, because there was so many other groups that was created, and we are very happy with that. That was for them to also see the opportunity that the other groups was offering. Go connect with other people. This group you already connect now, like expand your connection, go connect with the other groups, because that's gonna make you like get to know other people. And now with that, every other week, it's just because things start to open, and we want to make sure that they don't just get there so used to stay home, and go connect with other people, not put your life in risk. But if it's something that you can go and like connect with other people, little by little, go back to your closer to normal life, take the CDC precautions, just do it, because it's all from inside to out. You have to be good, feel good, so the other people around you, they will be the same. Like, it's your energy.
Great. All right.
Absolutely.
Sal, Anna, Hafid, thank you so much. That was awesome. Just tell them really quick where they can reach out to Global Virtual. Where do they find you?
We are on Facebook group. It's called Global Virtual. They can reach out directly to Anna or to myself via text, via email, via whatever it's best. I'm gonna see if I can put my number in here as well.
They can reach out to Saul too.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll look them up. It's a
And
great
I can
group.
put you in touch with them, obviously. So if you want to reach out to me,
Yeah.
there it is. 407
Nice.
729 3894.
And Ted,
All
just
right.
one more thing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for all you do. Like, because before we start and before all these virtual thing, you was virtual connecting people for a long time, and we appreciate your work. Like some people might think that you don't even work because they think that this is your work,
They
right?
do.
I don't know how you fit it in, man.
It said, as I told him at first, he's an inspiration to not just me, to a lot of people.
Yes, you are. And then just continue be how you are. You inspire a lot of people in the industry. They love you. And it's good to let people know that you work in a tire company, right?
Oh, I love it.
He's running-
Yes,
yeah.
he's
totally.
running the whole
Title, that's what I do. You guys got to make an old man cry this afternoon. Thank you.
No.
That is
Ted,
very
we miss
kind.
you. Hopefully, we can get something in the ground very soon, so we can get together. And me and Anna, we get together literally on a weekly basis now, or every other week. She comes to my house, hang out with my wife and kids. I'll go to her house and hang out with the husband and the kids, and we do things. So hopefully, we can see you guys and sell.
Would love that.
Very, very soon. Just make sure, Ted, you
time.
know that how much you were respected and loved
Thank you.
by us, at least.
I love
One-
you guys. Thank
one
you very much.
One thing that I'm sorry. One more, last one. We never had you in our global virtual, which is very sad because you're always busy.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna reach out to you for probably not this Monday, the Monday after.
There you go. Keep
Fantastic.
the crossover going.
There you
Man,
go.
let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Hafid, Anna, Sal, thank you guys. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you soon.
Thanks. Thanks everyone in the chat. Good to see you all in there.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.